What is going on, everybody? I hope you're all well, and welcome back to Final Fantasy. We got recipes to hunt down. We got the Dalamil thing. We gotta stop them besmirching our good merchant's name. And then we have Martha's Rest. What are we going to have Martha's Rest for? Rutherford. That was a quest for our uncle. First things first, I suppose we'll go get the food. Get the disgusting, nasty food done. At least we get to kill some things. Practice some of our new abilities a little. It'll probably just be a quick short one. Still recording the same day, so I'm still pretty tired. Just wanted to get these things done, get ready for the main quest line set up for tomorrow. Hop right into the main narrative tomorrow. Hopefully these little side quest episodes are still interesting. I think the side quests in this game are pretty interesting. They've at least managed to keep my attention. Hopefully they've kept your attention all the same. Or at the very least, I've hopefully managed to spice it up with some commentary here and there. Likely a little lacking today, but we press on all the same. But I think EU was indeed. There's the wrong key already. Right. These little sentinel things are nuts. Those sentinel turrets that just auto attack everything you touch are phenomenal.
Hippocrates said I should be able to find what I'm looking for somewhere nearby. Bright blue dragons and bright yellow flowers.
And there is a black blue dragon.
Easy enough to spot. SPR then. Alright. Let's get this over with.
See for me. Hit him with a Giga Flow. Okay, so I'm not too sold. It looked like my stagger damage went way down though. I'm actually not too sold on Gigaflare. Gigaflare doesn't seem to be doing the same as Judgment Bolt was.
Now I just need to find the herbs.
I do like the other two though.
Heady scent.
Perhaps we'll go back to Ramu. Because Ramu was doing very good. Judgment Bolt with the pylon was doing phenomenally, so. I was starting to push what upwards to plus 60,000 per stagger. Seems like with this new setup, it's way less than that. So even just on like the vanilla dragon, but in general, that could just be because like I definitely want impulse and I like satellite. But what I'm thinking about doing here is dropping Bahama and going back to Ramu, a Judgment Ball, and the pylon. Then that's gonna mess everything else up. I'd probably have to pick one of these to drop. Because I would just switch this back to... If I drop Titan and go Judgment Ball Pylon, and then keep Will of the Wicks, and then use this for Satellite. Or maybe go for a Wind Up. And then, of course, I'd have to drop Upheaval. That's not giant travesty. Could keep a Bahamut for the wings. Keep Mega Flare. This Giga Flare, for as much as it's like a 5-star damage, it doesn't feel like it's doing what it should. The damage just seems way less than what I was getting out of Judgment Ball in the other one, so maybe that's from different things that I had, but I had a Wind Up, which is the dis damage by 10%. That's the only thing that's changing. I don't think I ever buffed Judgment Bolt. Here, let's try this instead. Put that back to Wind Up. Crank Wind Up back there. Now where's Upheaval? We'll get rid of Upheaval. Let's get Wind Up. I don't think we need to master this. Impulse, Satellite, Gigaflare. Here's the number of hits inflicted by the beam. That's... Aim and exploit enemy vulnerabilities. Am I supposed to be aiming this in a specific direction? Like, is there a crit spot for this? Maybe I should look into that. Because on paper, this is better than Judgment Bolt. Judgment Bolt is only 4-star damage. This is 5, so this should be better on paper. But I'm not experiencing that. We'll go back to Wind Up and see how the damage compares. If it doesn't cut the cake, then I'll just go back to Judgment Bolt. We were pumping out really high damage with that, so...
So, did you have that word with Tomes then?
I did, and he was as helpful as ever. He told me exactly where to look, in fact.
That's all for you. I'm not planning on trying any of this. I want no part. Take it and leave.
What will I be cooking up? Or is it better not to know?
Blueback wyvern liver. And, a herb known as Saint's Bonnet.
Ah, wyvern livers, was it? Well, at least it weren't actual worms, I suppose. Now then, you stay right where you are. I've got some cooking to do. Let's hope these grand old chefs of yore knew what they were on about. And here we have it. Fried mortress of skyworm. Ivan's offered to make sure it's fit for consumption. Well, I say offered. He as good as begged.
And rightly so. Is there any higher honor than partaking in a slice of culinary history?
So, not fit for consumption then?
If he tells me the taste buds are hitting different after the aftertaste again.
The crackle of the crust gives way to an almost violent richness. Yet, it is the piquant kiss of the saint's bonnet that tames this savage dish. It is a tour de force, a force of nature even, a maelstrom of flavour and sensation, a graceful beast emerging from centuries of slumber.
I think he likes it.
Well, I can't quite tell with all that nonsense he's talking. But I reckon you might be right. It was decent then, I take it.
Decent? It's remarkable. And I defy any man to say a word to the contrary. Sid, might I suggest that you command a party of your finest men and women to procure a dozen blueback wyverns forthwith?
I'll give it some thought.
Yeah, I'll take the chicken breast, the sweet potatoes, and the mixed vegetables. I never was much for the culinary arts, fancy, expensive dishes. I never was an enjoyer of things like that. I'll just take a basic steak and some chicken. I don't need the finer things like that. When we spawn in, let me quickly go back to this. The only reason we have this is literally just for Giga Flare because we couldn't afford to do it any other way. I'm going to play around with it a little bit more before I do anything drastic, but Satellite is already mastered, and Wind Up is very easily mastered too. Impulse is doing pretty good. The Satellite is what I'm unsure about. Because Satellite only attacks when we hit magic attacks. So if we're not constantly hitting that combo, it doesn't really do anything for us. So when an enemy is staggered, it's not doing anything. Although I suppose the point would be that it helps you stagger since it's a 3-star stagger rating. This is also doing staggers. We'll keep playing around. I'm not going to start spam changing all my abilities. It'll confuse my brain. What do we do for you, Rutherford? Where are you at?
Have you heard the latest from Twinside? That the Empress is no more?
Never trust an owl bearing good news, I say.
My lord Marquis, is that you? It is you. Then you received my letter. I am Sebastian Rutherford, chief steward of your lord uncle's estate.
Of course. We met once before.
Yes, my lord. Thank you for coming.
And what was so sensitive that you couldn't put it in writing?
1,000 apologies, my lord. I did not mean to offend. I merely...
It's all right. Continue.
I am here at Martha's Rest, at the behest of your lord uncle, tasked with learning what I am able of the realm's current state of affairs.
That shit.
And what I have
That's
learned
complete.
is grim. The fall of the Mother Crystals has left Storm in a state of utter disarray. The subsequent darkening of the heavens has only made things worse. Akashic attacks, once unthinkable, are now commonplace. The gears of governance have ground to a halt, and without a steady hand on the tiller, the realm threatens to drift into utter chaos. Your lord uncle, however, believes there is a way to avoid this fate, and is determined to see it set in motion.
That sounds like quite the undertaking.
It is. Hence my having enlisted the aid of several colleagues serving the 7 high houses. Alas, I have lost contact with 2 of those colleagues already. They are both able-bodied and trained in the sword, yet in these dark times, even that may not prove sufficient to keep a man safe on the road.
So you want me to find them? I'll need to know where they went.
One I sent to...
Well, for as much as this is all for the greater good, we do bear some semblance of responsibility for the state of the world, so...
Oriflamme.
That doesn't exactly narrow it down. I suppose I'll start in Dalamil and work my way east.
It really is on our
Thank
heads
you,
to
my
take
lord.
care of this.
I shall pray for your success and safety.
And luckily for us, we need to go to Dalamil anyway for Gutz's quest, so... That's all just par for the course. We'll take care of the Dalamil one first. A quick hop and a skip back over to Oriflamme after this, and we'll be chilling.
It's not going to be easy finding one man in an entire republic. Let's hope someone here's seen something.
Now, what are you? What is the closer one? Is that Goots?
Are the bad men going to come back?
The gentlemen of the town go.
Hopefully this is the big man. He is our large individual.
Could be I know something more. Was...
Clive, listen! I found someone who says he's heard the rumours about Nan.
Have you?
Go on. Tell him what you told me.
All right. It's like I said. A wizened old crone by the name of Karen's been selling steel to whoever'll pay her price, be they knight or knave. Says the more swords and spears she puts in people's hands, the more war they'll wage. And the more war being waged, the more call for swords and spears. And who will they all turn to keep them in steel? Why, the good Reaper herself.
And you've seen this Reaper at work?
Aye, it just so happens I have. You'll find her right here plying her trade most days.
Here in Delamil? Where exactly?
She has a stall here in the market, but if you're not the patient type, you can probably find her at her storehouse on the edge of town.
Storehouse it is.
It'd be a bolder man than me that braved that particular nest of vipers. Feeling bold, traveler? I hope so, for your sake. Now, if that's all, I have places to be.
Sorry to have kept you.
Actually, I'm feeling like I want to test out these abilities.
You don't think Nan's the Reaper, do you?
No.
Not unless she's discovered the secret of how to be in two places at once.
Eh? What do you mean?
Lady Karen hasn't left the hideaway in weeks. So who has been running this stall he spoke of?
Good question. I'll go and have a look.
And I'll visit this storehouse on the edge of town.
All right, but be careful, Clive.
I guess next time I use Giga Flare,
You too, Goots.
I'll aim for the head. Because it did say it does more damage for vulnerable spots. Which, I mean, I've kind of just been blindly firing it at people at this point, so
The finest cell swords in store.
I guess I'll be more mindful of where I point it. If that doesn't work, then... Okay, we gotta go here. If that doesn't work, then I guess I'll drop it for Judgment Ball. There's no way the game would flat out lie about the damage rate, so I must just be using it wrong.
What a mess.
I guess maybe I could look it up, try and look into how to use Giga Flare better, but I don't want to risk spoilers. Managed to keep myself completely spoiler free so far in this game. I'd like to keep it that way. I put like 8,000 points into Giga Flare, I think, so...
Just you, is it? Thought I might have laid it on a bit thick.
It was a fairly unconvincing tale. So, what now?
That's up to you. Die a slow death, or a quick one. Boys, he's all yours. But that sword is mine.
Good luck with that. I need more than those chipped pieces of shit to deal with me.
See, now we can pretend this didn't happen.
Let's just mess around just for a second. See, all their side abilities I appreciate very much. It's just Giga Flare, it seems very underwhelming. And I'm missing Phoenix Shift. Mainly because Phoenix Shift was a very consistent way for me to get these down attacks. with learning a certain way to play and then changing it for the end game of the playthrough. Well, the Phoenix is certainly having fun. People want him that.
Oh, you've done it now.
Go on. Tell me what I've done.
When the Borgwyn finds out you've killed his men, he'll have your head. He only wanted that bull of a manservant, the dim one always clinging to Karen's skirts. You weren't even supposed to be here. Who the hell are you anyway?
What were you going to do to him?
The Borgwyn wanted him to get to Karen. I was only supposed to point the lamp in the right direction once he arrived in Dalamil. But then you turned up. Well, go on then. If you're going to end me, end me.
You're not worth the effort. Now be gone, before I change my mind.
Fucking coward!
As he runs
Need to
away,
find
sniveling
goods.
and crying.
Right now.
The irony in that.
Get your filthy paws off me, you naughty pated lout!
Stop calling me names!
Give it to him,
And
Goots.
stop spreading them horrible lies about Nan!
Well, that will be easy enough. For they are not lies. Every last word is true. And she must pay for her crimes in blood.
Lord!
Goot, are you all right?
He's gonna kill Nan! He said she had to pay in blood!
After what she did, it is only right. She ruined my life and the lives of countless others. That loathsome harpy's very existence is a crime, and I will not allow it to continue.
Who the fuck are you?
Goots, was it? I have no quarrel with you. Only with your employer. Run along now. You need not pay for her sins.
No,
No?
I don't care what she did. I won't let you hurt Nan. Promise me you won't hurt her, or I'll kill you myself!
Goot, no.
Enough, all of you!
But how did you?
You're a sight less clever than you think you are, the pair of you. Did you think I wouldn't notice the two of you slinking off together? Well, the whole thing got me thinking, who in Dalamil might bear me a grudge? And a certain snivelling shit I ran afoul of in my fairy years came to mind.
Sniveling shit is an
Oh,
accurate
it was
description.
just Bogan back then, wasn't it? I thought the years might have taught you some sense, but I see you're the same pants-pissing craven you've always been. What was it we called you? Wet legs?
You bitch! Everything that happened, it was all your fault! And now you'll finally pay for what you did to me!
Did he get folded by Goots?
Goots, you... If you want a piece of Nan, you'll have to go through me.
Fuck!
Wet pants, huh?
You great galoot. Out of the way, I can handle this myself. So, wet legs. You remember what you told me when we last met? An eye for an eye. Wise words, Sam. Wise words. And now, it's time to collect.
Did she take his eyes, huh?
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Is he...
Dead? No. But I reckon he wishes he was. It ain't easy going through life one eye short of a pair. After all, I should know.
You don't mean...
Oh, don't tell me you didn't notice. Lost it to old Wet Legs back when we were working the same routes. Said I'd stolen from his strongbox. I'd done nothing of the sort, mind. But that didn't stop him taking his little revenge. So took some of my own. Sorry, lost everything. His coin, his clients. Always knew he'd be back one day to claim his due. But he crossed a line dragging poor Goots into this. He didn't hurt you, did he?
No, Nan. Still got all my arms, see? Legs too. But what if he comes back again?
What if he does? First we take the other eye, then we work our way down. He'll learn his lesson soon enough. But something tells
He's a
me
savage.
the Wet Legs has learned it already. Right.
See, I would have just
Get you
killed the
back to
man.
the
I wouldn't have
hideaway. You've
stuck his
attracted
eye and
quite
crippled
enough
him.
attention already.
He's a little
Ta-ra,
more
Clive.
twisted about that than I would have been.
Remind me never to cross you, Karen.
Yeah, I would have let him keep the eye. I would have just took his life. Oh, come on now. You're gonna make me go back to the hideaway for that? We'll take care of this first. I feel like they could have just wrapped the quest here in Dalamil for that one. I need to have me cawing around.
Someone's got himself in trouble.
Sure does look like it.
I don't see your master here, so you can start by giving us all the coppers in your purse.
I already told you, I have nothing.
Then maybe we'll take that pretty outfit and the steel you're wearing.
Please! These men are trying to rob me!
I'll deal with this.
Thank you.
You that one's master, then? If you'd kindly pay the coin he owes us, we can pretend you didn't draw your blade on Republican soldiers.
Or you can go back to your garrison and I won't report you to your captain.
Oh, you're more than welcome to. He hasn't had many visitors since we slit his throat.
It's certainly effective for things like that. That's the ability I was looking for. Man, my wheel control is all screwed up.
I'd expect as much from Hugo's faithful, but these were men of the fist.
Much has changed in the Republican army since they lost their rock.
You've seen this kind of thing before, then?
Many times. I was sent here to observe the situation.
You're one of Rutherford's men. He sent me to look for you.
Well, then you have my thanks. I fancy I could defend myself against one, perhaps two, but a whole regiment. I arrived in Dalamil several days ago, but when I called upon the captain of the local garrison to make inquiries, his men confiscated my effects and locked me in a cell.
The captain is no more, and his men make the rules now.
Fortunately, I was able to bribe my way free, only to be stopped again by those soldiers you so kindly dispatched.
What of the Fist Central Command? Surely they wouldn't allow such lawlessness amongst their ranks.
I would imagine they are unaware of it. Most of the army has fallen back to the capital and hunkered down behind her walls.
And the
Those
leftovers
who
are
were
out here
recalled
doing whatever
now
they
rule
want.
the fringes unchecked, answering to no one but themselves.
Then it's worse than we imagined. You should return to Rosaria. It's not safe here.
I'll find a caravan heading north. You won't mind if I borrow one of these soldiers' coin purses?
Take them all. They're not gonna need them.
Not at all. Now, to find this second associate of Rutherford's. If he was bound for Oriflamme, I'll start at Northreach and see if I can pick up his trail.
Alright. So now that I was just thinking about that in the background, we're gonna get rid of these. So, I'm not gonna be using his tree anymore, so we'll get rid of that. Whereas Gigafleur? Get rid of Gigafleur. So we got 6,000 points back for that. These two are mastered, so that's irrelevant. We don't need to worry about that at all. We'll remaster Phoenix Shift, since that's what I'm gonna be using for our shift. Alright, now we'll drop in Phoenix. Will the Wicks can stay where it is. We'll put on, what is at the bottom here? Satellite. Put satellite here. Then we have all those things that I want. Now we'll switch this back to Ramu. Back in the abilities tree real fast. We don't need blind justice. We weren't really using that much, to be honest. Let's crank Judgment Ball up and out of its mind. We can actually master Judgment Ball now, so we won't even necessarily need to use Ramu's tree. Judgment Ball there. You know what? Let's keep tying on for the block and wind up. And then we'll just drop Judgment Ball in here like this. We have Will of the Wicks and Satellite. That's our opener. We start combat with these. These are our stagger spells. And then when the thing is staggered and ready to go down, we hit them with everything on this third tree. Actually like the rotation in that. Let me cut back and make sure that all this is where it needs to be. Where's wind up? Are there any additional benefits to mastery? Does not look like it. That's mastered. We finally got enough to master that. Line and Road is doing really good. What does Pile Drive do? We'll try this setup first. Let's see if my brain likes that more. So Northreach is where we're going. Could have waited, would have been here regardless.
There's a lot of road between here and the capital. Rutherford's man could be anywhere.
Sure, just be a hop and a skip. And now we have Phoenix Shift back too, which is huge. I can hop around again. If there's any flying enemies or I hit them with the knockback, I can dash in and get that down attack like I've been doing. My brain has been so used to doing that, I was missing it sorely.
If you're with the others, they've already relieved me of my belongings.
I'm not. I'm looking for someone who was sent here by a man named Rutherford.
And then you found him. I'm Alistair Rockford, attendant to the Lady Ariane of House Wellesley.
Of the 7 high houses of Rosaria. It's been a long time since last I saw my great-aunt. Is she well?
My Lord Marquis? Yes. Yes, she is. The Lady Dowager has granted me leave to assist your Uncle Stuart. I was on my way back from the old capital when I saw some villagers being robbed on the road here.
Bandits?
Decided to step in.
They looked more like field hands, but it didn't matter in the end. I did what I could to help the victims, but all it earned me was a pommel to the temple.
Which way did they go?
South, toward the gate.
All right. I'll take care of them. Founder knows I've met enough of their kind. You head back to Northreach, visit the Vale, tell them I sent you.
Thank you. I shall. Founder be your shield.
I have plenty of investment in chopping down whoever's robbing people on this road. And here they are. Didn't make it far.
This one's ours.
Oh, look, he noticed us. So the satellite thing gets quite a lot of damage out, stagger-wise. Satellite does a pretty good job.
Make for the town while you can. There may be more bandits nearby.
When you get that half stagger.
Don't need to tell me twice. Many thanks, traveler.
Not too sure on the other one, Impulse. Not too sold on that.
I thought I told you to make for the Vale.
And stand by as ill might befall the heir to the ducal throne.
It's just Clive, and I'm fine. Which is more than can be said for you.
I will survive.
Strange that the garrison wouldn't intervene in such a brazen attack so close to their gates.
The garrison have their hands full inside the city. Some days they don't even send out patrols. There are few hands left to work the fields, and even fewer to transport the grain. The market stalls are nearly bare, and the price for what remains is exorbitant. It's not uncommon to see a fight break out over a crust of bread. When I said the ones who attacked me didn't have the look of bandits, I meant it. They were probably just desperate.
Rockford, listen to me. If you are to continue your investigation, you first need to seek the attention of a healer.
Of course. I shall return to Northreach right away. But allow me to thank you first. Had you not happened along,
Don't thank me. Thank Rutherford. It was he who sent me.
I suppose he'll be wondering where I've got to. I shall send a Bistolus as soon as I'm able. Good day.
My uncle certainly has his work cut out for him. If it isn't already too late. I should go and tell Rutherford that his colleagues are still in one piece.
Indeed we will, and then we'll head on back to the hideaway and wrap this one up. I think I still have some playing around to do with the skill trees here. Satellite I like. Not too sold on Impulse. Might switch that out for something else from Titan's Tree, maybe.
I see you're still here.
The
The Rest's location affords a constant flow of traders, and with it, a constant flow of information. Speaking of which, I received word from both my associates. They have resumed their investigations, thanks to you.
Very good.
I only happened to be in the right place at the right time. They both seem to think the realm's prospects rather grim.
I am afraid that grim would be putting it lightly. Storm is in crisis, and if we are to free her, we must work quickly. And we must work together. Such is your Lord Uncle's wish.
As it is mine.
Labra. That is one of Bahamut's abilities. We haven't actually tried that one out yet. Maybe I should mess with that before I make decisions on casting Bahamut's abilities to the side. It's also totally possible that I'm just so used to the other ones that it's not hidden like it should with me. That is very possible. I do acknowledge that. Man has footsteps like Mr. X.
Cold vengeance to foul the gut.
I'm sorry, Nan. I didn't mean to make things worse. I just thought I had to protect you. Like you've protected me.
Aye, well, someone had to. Your parents certainly didn't give a whit for your well-being. Reckon the both of us would be worse off if I'd not taken you on. You've always been me right eye, Goots. And I'd have you stay that way. So don't you dare go looking for trouble again.
Well, I will.
More than like a child.
If you ever need help, I'll do it again and again, and you can't stop me.
Why, you big lump.
That's what family's for, Karen.
Fine. Play the hero if it makes you happy.
Thanks, Nan. I won't let you down.
There's nothing he wouldn't do for you.
That's as maybe. But if he's ever to make his own way in life, he'll need to start looking out for himself as well. Till then, he'll need people to watch his back, just like you did in Dalamil. Don't think I didn't appreciate that.
Of course. His family.
Stop it. You make me one good eye, mister. I don't go thinking that'll do you any favours. A potion today'll cost you the same as it did yesterday.
I would expect nothing less. Would take a cool upgrade though. Continental sensors, that's just for the chambers, indeed. Alright, well, now we took care of all that. That is going to be a wrap for this episode, everybody. So, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, leave a like and a comment. If you want to support the cause and help improve the channel, as always, there is a tip link in the description below. Otherwise, stay tuned, and I'll see you soon with more Final Fantasy. Take care, everybody. Have a great day.